Eric and Mike podcast brought to you by Insight Auctioneers, located in Sebring.
Yes, specializing in agricultural and construction equipment, Insight Auctioneer has been the place for government surplus and consignment auctions since 1999.
No matter what you need, everything from school buses to containers, shipment containers to a semen separator, they will have it at Insight Auctioneers.
I've literally seen everything out there, even commercial kitchen equipment, microwaves, laptops. The golf carts are amazing.
Yes.
They have a huge 65-acre plot off State Road 66 in Sebring with live monthly auctions, rain or shine, every month. But the really cool thing is you can also do it all online.
As we used to say, you can shop in your pajamas if you want to.
That's
at
right.
Insight Auction. It's insightauction.com. You can look at the entire lot, and then you can bid right there online.
Insight Auctioneer, the personal auction company.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
Welcome to Did You Hear Me with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. And now, here's your host, Eric Michaels and Mike Lee.
Hello and welcome once again. My name is Eric, and this is Mike.
Hello.
And welcome to the podcast that we like to call
The Sheriff Grady Judd Best Moment in the Entire World podcast. Or something like that.
That'll work. Or we shorten that to Did You Hear Me?
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Did you hear what I said?
That's the acronym for everything else that you called it.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Good to see you again, Sheriff.
Good to be here with you.
Thank you so very much for joining us today. And we're going to jump right into a very hot topic that's, hot for at least Winter Haven. Mike.
Yeah, at least Winter Haven. I know the Lake Winterset riot. Now everybody pretty much, I think, knows the details at this point. I think the big thing is what, if anything, is being done. From what I understand, I think what a lot of people don't understand is that the sheriff's department's hands are kind of tied because of the laws. Am I correct in that way?
Well, do you know, first and foremost, we love the fact that people use the chain of lakes. Sometimes I think it's the best kept secret, and other times there's so many boats out there you can walk across the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Without ever touching the water, just from boat to boat. But we do a lot of education, a lot of coaching, a lot of warning, because, we really want people on the lakes to have a good time.
Yeah.
And 99%, probably more than 99% of the people on the lake are really wonderful people doing what you should do. Be out there with your family and your friends, tubing, jet skiing, and
being
fishing,
safe.
being safe.
Yeah.
But there's always the 1% of the knuckleheads, and they've just gotten progressively worse.
Yes.
And as the people who have lived around the lake have said, hey, do me a favor, take your boat off ashore. They'll say, well, as long as our boat's in the water and our feet's in the water, we can be here. And that's what the law says.
Right.
Now, think about this for a minute. All right, maybe all of you don't live on a lake, but you live in a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. What if somebody pulled their car up next to your front yard, just as close as they could get it without touching it, and started blaring their stereo and having filthy music, and your kids are there in the front yard?
That is definitely the best way to draw an analogy that people who don't live off a lake could understand. It's like people having a block party right in front of your house, and you can't do anything about it because it's a public street.
Absolutely. So what we're saying is we've asked the boaters, just go out into the lake, anchor out in the lake, get out of people's faces, and have a great time in the lake. Well, the majority of the people are very respectful, but a handful are not. Now, what caused the blow up? We have this one lot that there's not a house on. So we worked with the owner of the lot because it had been trashed. We worked with the owner of the lot because we've got camera video from security video of houses of people engaging in sex.
Oh, boy.
In their yard in the middle of the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
We've got videos of people popping a squat and pooping and peeing in people's hedges. And we started working to with the state and the Board of County Commissioners. Our Board of County Commissioners are phenomenal. They passed an ordinance. We sent it to the Secretary of State, which that's how you have to do it, to file it.
Yeah.
Before you can do it. And then the Secretary of State said, hey, let's let FWC, since it deals with the waters, look at this. So it got tied up in bureaucracy.
Of course.
We've just about got it all fixed, and we're going to be in good shape. But in the meantime, we have this melee. I call it a kerfuffle.
Yeah, yes.
I like the way that sounds when I say kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle.
Actually, it sounds like a dessert.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll have 2
Kinda.
kerfuffles with chocolate, please.
So we've got all these no trespassing signs by order of the sheriff on the land, and these folks pour onto this man's property to have a fight.
So legally, they're allowed to park their boat right there, but if they get out and go up onto the land, that's trespassing.
If they put their foot on dry land, then that's trespassing. So they roll into this yard and have this fight.
What about if they put their rear on dry land?
Yeah, some of them did.
Well, they did that too.
Yeah.
So we got a call about the disturbance.
Yes.
By the time the deputies responded, and we had some deputies on the lake and on the shore, the fight was over in just a few minutes, and they all scattered. Well, we caught one of the boats out on the water, and they go, hey, it's no problem, we're friends. And they all did know each other, by the way. And they were mad at each other about an event that happened in March, but no harm, no foul. Nobody's here, nobody's hurt. And that was the end of that. About a week later, of course, people can't resist. Someone was taking video of the fight, and they posted it on social media.
And that's where you see how bad it really was.
And that's when we got a copy of it, when it was
Yeah.
sent to us, and that's when we saw how bad it was. This one bozo breath is, sneaking around and sucker punching people, knocking them unconscious.
I will tell you, that was watching that. I'm sure other guys too. That is angering. Whenever you see
that's
that.
hard to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Yeah.
And you've got children there and all kinds of nonsense. So, of course, our Marine deputies followed up, and we identified 8 that we charged with rioting, which is a felony, among other criminal charges, trespassing. And then there were some others that didn't participate in the fight, and because it was an after the fact trespassing that we didn't witness that day, we could not physically arrest them, so we gave them what we call notices to appear, like traffic citations.
Sure.
They have to come to court. We're still working on the investigation, and there's others that we're trying to identify that once we identify them, they'll be appropriately charged as well. So I went out and did a press conference, and I told them, among other things, if you put 1 foot on this land, if you put 1 finger on this land next weekend, you're going to jail. Bring your bond money with you.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
We have coached, we have educated, we have warned. We've tried to be nice guys, but you're on our last good nerve.
Right.
And the neighbors are all saying, let's do something until we get this ordinance finished up and can designate swim zones. Well, of course, this group of people, which is a very small group, 8 of them got arrested.
Right.
But now comes this week, and you cannot believe this. Some guy pulls up on his pontoon boat, walks onto the land, and ties off on a no trespassing sign.
Seriously?
You can't believe it.
You idiot.
Welcome to Polk County.
So, of course,
Maybe he couldn't read.
yeah, we asked him can you read?
That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
He said, I guess that was a bad idea.
It's like I will have just a quick story. I got pulled over for speeding when I was in college, and when I got pulled over for speeding, I got pulled over right in front of a speed limit sign. And the cop just walked up to me and goes, "Now do you know how fast you're supposed to be going?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, sir." Yeah,
So we took him to jail.
yeah.
Over the weekend, we wrote 25 citations for most of them jet skis, speeding through the different canalways between the lakes. We cited 25. And we got another guy who was drunk on his boat. And we asked him to see his flares, doing a safety check, and he showed us his fire extinguisher. that was a clue the guy had too much to drink.
Here it is. I just shoot this in there.
Well, it both starts with an F. No, fire extinguisher, not flares.
What kind of sobriety test do you give a boater? Do you make them swim a straight line?
Yes, we do. We take them to the dry land and let them walk. So at the end of the day, he blew a .19.
Oh boy!
As I say in Polk County, he was drunker than Cooter Brown.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
So he went to jail. So we arrested 2, and we wrote 25 citations, and it's just beginning.
And that was just the week after the big riot thing, right?
That's correct.
You would think at some point, because this has become, at least in Winter Haven, like you mentioned there, I know that it's not a full Polk County thing, but especially there in Winter Haven and in that area at Lake Winterset, it's known. It's known that you guys are cracking down. It's known that you guys are getting fed up with it, that the homeowners are fed up with it. It's known that you guys are going to be there, and yet they still do it. I don't understand that mentality.
Well, the overwhelming majority of everybody we arrest, they're not from Winter Haven.
They're okay.
They're from Lakeland, Orlando, Apopka.
So they're not aware of the situation going on.
Well, if they should be, but some people live under a rock.
Yeah.
So we're taking them to the rock. We're locking them up
Welcome
in jail
to the rock.
and letting them think about it.
You know what irritates me is I don't have a dog in this fight because I'm not from Winter Haven. I don't own a boat. However, I am still a citizen of Polk County, and it bothers me that you need to take resources that could be out doing drug investigations, prostitution, things that do affect me.
Right.
And you've got to go and babysit these yin-yangs because they can't read and they just want to party. And that really bugs me.
Well, and do you know what? Can you imagine living on the lake?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And that's why I give the illustration. Hey, how much would you appreciate if somebody pulled up right in front of your house?
Right.
Jumped up on the hood of their car, the back of their pickup truck,
Just blaring music
out,
dancing around half naked, whatever.
right in your face.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Is she good looking?
Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
Anyway, so sorry, go ahead.
so I'm just gonna tell you straight up. How much party can you afford?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you fixing to get you some of this.
Yeah.
You violate the law, you're going to jail. Listen, if it's against the law to pass gas, we'd arrest you for that.
Right.
No, we're
both
over
be
it.
in jail.
Yeah, we'd both be in jail right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So to wrap this up, I think the question that I have to kind of finish this conversation is, what is there anything that a homeowner can do? I guess people are wondering why there's not some sort of a what do you call it whenever there's like within 20 yards of my property you can't do this. Is there anything that a homeowner can do with that?
No, they can't, because that is, if you're on state water, you're it's like a park.
Yeah.
So as long as you're floating or walking in the water, you're good to go. But here's what we are doing through ordinance, which is legal. We're creating swim zones.
Okay.
Where you can go there and swim and don't have to worry about boats trying to run over you. So if you're on a boat and you want to go to the swim zone, you've got to park your boat out in the lake.
That is incredibly
and
smart.
Swim into the swim zone.
That's a very smart idea.
So we're working on that. Also, we intentionally left boats out of the noise ordinance because we want people,
of course,
to enjoy the lake.
Yeah.
Well, we anticipated that they would be reasonable with their music. Well, the county commission, which, like I said, is simply the best, I went to them and I said, look, commissioners, you've gotten complaints, I've gotten complaints, let's put boats in the noise ordinance. Now, we're going to be judicious. If you're out on the lake, and you're playing Kenny Chesney, noise skips over the lake.
Oh, yeah.
So if we go to someone complaining about the Kenny Chesney music and we are in the backyard and it's not loud and it's not blaring, and the boat's 200 yards out, we're just saying, hey, that's noise skip on the lake.
Right.
But if we go there and you're playing Kenny Chesney at like 1 million decimeters and our hair standing on it, we're going to go out there and arrest you.
I understand, yeah. So it's going to be similar to, don't they have something similar to that with your car stereo? I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
and your home. It's time and place
Yeah.
Any noise. You get in trouble if you say, well, you can do Kenny Chesney, but you can't do, whoever. I don't know. I don't listen to all that crazy stuff. So,
A straight classical music for you.
If it's not some good old country, then I'm not interested.
I just noticed, I don't know if you can see me. I look like just a head and some arms because
you wore a blue shirt.
My shirt matches the backdrop here. So
we'll have Keith do some color correction.
Okay, that'll be good.
Put him in a pink shirt, Keith, if you can.
Let's or put the map of like Florida here. Let's move on. One great thing about this podcast is the fact that it's unedited. We don't alter your opinion, what you say, what you think and feel. You are able just to go with the stream of consciousness. Unfortunately, most mass media is not like that. So there has been some stories that I've read that you are ticked off, mad. I mean, slamming your hand down on a table mad that the folks over at the U.S. Immigration are talking to your deputies and trying to get them to come on board. Is this true?
Well, no, that's not true, but this is true. We're all recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us are offering hiring bonuses. That's not what we're mad about. We're helping ICE do their job because they don't have the resources, they don't have the capacity, so we're busting our butt to help ICE. Now, part of that is in order to help ICE, we've got to take some training, some federal training to teach people to be warrant service officers or to be what we call DIOs. So we had to fill out forms to include among all of our descriptive data our email address. So now we're the people helping them. We sent people on our dime to get their training. Then they took our government forms and recruited our people that we trained to help them.
Oh, that does seem a little backhanded, yeah.
Now, that made me madder than a 4-foot shortstop in a professional baseball game. And I can tell you right now, I'm hot about that.
Yeah.
It's not that they are recruiting. If they would put up billboards, if they'd done advertising on radio, social media, and that's fine. But we're out here busting our butt to help them because they can't do their job.
Right.
They cannot do it by themselves. Physically, absolutely, totally impossible.
Just don't have the manpower right now.
They can't do it. And we're training them on our time and our dime. And then they take our data that they require so we can help them and recruit our people away.
It almost sounds like they're using you as an employment agency.
They're trying.
You're trying, yeah.
Now, the reality, have we lost anyone to them? No. Because first you have to understand there's some smoke and mirrors there. They say, well, we'll keep you in your area of the country. You don't sign on with a national organization or an international organization and them tell you you're not ever going to have to move out of the Tampa Bay area. That's number one. Number two is it's not real law enforcement. I call it pseudo law enforcement. It is law enforcement. They are law enforcement officers, but they have a very thin area of responsibility.
Right.
And you can wake up today working out of the Tampa office and get sent down to the southern border to look at a fence or the remnants of a fence for the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Or you can end up dealing with paperwork and civil deportation orders for the rest of your life. So if you want to get into real law enforcement, you don't go to ICE. Now, let me tell you this. The guy who was in charge of ICE for the state of Florida, Garrett Ripa, he's what they call the FOD, Field Office Director, is a super awesome guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the agents and the supervisors we're working with in Florida are super awesome people. When I called Garrett Ripa up and I said, hey, man, what's going on? He goes, what are you talking about? This was a recruiting effort out of D.C. They didn't even tell him it was
Oh,
happening.
wow.
Jeez.
He apologized profusely. He said, Grady, I'm sorry. He said, they should have never done that to you, especially using the data that we required for the schooling so you can help us. So I can tell you that our ICE field people and supervisors and agents are wonderful people. You have to want to do that kind of law enforcement because it's very narrow, it's very tailored, and to me it would be very frustrating. So it's not the fact that they're recruiting and offering a hiring bonus, because we're recruiting and offering a hiring bonus.
Sure.
It's a totally different.
It's how they went about
how they did it,
Yeah.
and the fact that their local people don't even know it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, as a person, if I worked for the sheriff's office and I was, either unhappy here or maybe I was looking for a career advancement opportunity and I saw a job offer and I wanted to apply for that, that's one thing. But when they come to me behind your back and try to, what do they call it, headhunt
with our record,
with your using, that's where it gets shady. Yeah.
Well, if you want to run from your wife or husband, you can sign up and they can send you, to the southern border or to the northern border, or out to San Francisco,
Request a
or
transfer.
heck, you can go to Los Angeles and get rocks thrown at you. So, get you some of that if you want it, but it's the way it happened,
Right.
And quite frankly, I have a great deal of respect for all of the officers that work for ICE, because you've got to want to do a very difficult job with no help
Yeah.
and no capacity.
And a lot of people kind of hating you because they're not educated about what's going on exactly and how it's working.
That's correct. So anyway, it didn't change our work relationship with ICE. We work hand in glove with them here every day because we're professionals and they're professionals. But, Christy Nome does not obviously have any control over her PR department, or she would have looked at them and said, hey, we can go out and recruit, but we're not going to go bite the hand that feeds them.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of education, coming up on Saturday, August 23rd, the Polk County Sheriff's Office has a firearm safety class and concealed weapons class. It's from 8 until noon, and the second class is 1 until 5. I mention this because I am a brand new gun owner, and I thoroughly respect classes and education because those things are complicated, they're powerful, and I know that this is near and dear to your heart, and I just thought we could get a couple of comments about how important a safety class is.
Absolutely. The people talk about gun control. I believe in gun control. You ought to have it firmly in your hand, under control, when you have to shoot somebody. That's the gun control I mean. If you are an American citizen and you don't have a felony criminal record or have mental health issues and you're not afraid to handle a firearm, I want every good American that feels comfortable with a firearm to have one and be prepared to use it to protect themselves or someone else.
Make them cheaper.
It's much
I'd buy
better.
many.
It is much better to have a gun in your hand than a cop on the phone.
That's true.
Now, when an emergency happens, it happens right now.
Yeah.
And you dial 911. There's a 5 to 10 minute response time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a life and death emergency where you have to protect yourself, you got to protect yourself till we get there. We'll take over when we get there. But if you don't care enough to learn how to handle guns safely, then you need to stay away from it, because you'll hurt yourself or loved ones, because you can't recall a bullet. So we do this training course, and it cost, I think, $40 or $50.
The class is $70.
Is it $70?
Yes.
Inflation.
Yeah, that's true. But there is an additional $12.50 charge for those that don't bring their own ammunition, too. So,
and we use that to pay the deputy's salary, because you're getting our SWAT team guys.
oh, really?
Oh,
You're
nice.
getting our top line trainers from the sheriff's office that train our deputies. And we have a little bit of money built into that goes into Polk Sheriff Charities. So
okay.
It's what it is. It's a charitable fundraiser that we do. That's why we don't do it every weekend. We could pack it out every weekend.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But you're going to get top quality training by top quality trainers. And it's not just shooting a firearm. It's knowing when you can when you can't, but just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Oh, yes.
And they also teach you just because you're legally correct doesn't mean you should shoot somebody.
I think that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, everybody that know how to operate a firearm, you've taken courses,
Right, yeah.
But like knowing those laws, when is it actually okay to defend yourself? When is it overstepping and you think you're defending yourself? Those kind of laws that are kind of in the gray area, specifically the stand your ground law. A lot of people need more education on that.
We have put a lot of people in jail that thought they were right.
Right.
So I encourage you, firearms are, first of all, fun to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
I admit, yes, they are. Yeah.
It is a great sport, but they're dangerous to you and to someone else if you're not exceptionally careful, and we train you. And there is hardly ever a week that goes by in this county that we don't work an accidental shooting where the guy shot himself either in the leg or through the hand. Well, I thought it was empty. It's empty guns that cause everybody injuries.
That's what I always told my mother in high school. I was cleaning it and it went off.
Yep.
Oh, good Lord.
What's wrong? What? No, I'm talking about the gun, Eric.
Yeah, sure
What?
you are. Yeah,
Okay,
sure
whatever.
you are. I'll explain it to you after the show, Grady.
I'm afraid I got it.
All right, so I guess we're going to end it there.
Yeah, if you want to get some more details concerning the Polk County Sheriff's Office and their firearm safety course, you can log onto their website, or if you just do a quick Google search, it'll tell you. But it is coming up on Saturday, August 23rd, 8 to noon, and then 1 to 5 p.m. I strongly suggest you check it out.
I just had a very quick question about it. Is it bring your own weapon? Is it pistols and rifles or
Pistols,
both?
handgun.
Pistols only. Okay, gotcha.
And bring your weapon, bring your ammunition, and make sure the gun's empty when you show up.
There you go.
Well, Sheriff, thank you so very much for joining us once again this month. Enjoyed it as always, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
It's good to see y'all. Take care.